We've now got to the most critical point in this build where they put the render on. It's going to tie together the brick, the blockwork, the concrete, the cement, and these curves, which are going to be very, very difficult to get right. You know, it's not only going to test the metal of the guys who are doing it, it has to turn this ugly duckling of a building into a perfect white swan. Getting the render absolutely smooth and faultless is so crucial that Alan has drafted in 2 specialists for the job. But even they haven't done anything quite like this before. So Simon, how unusual is this house for you as a job?
Very strange, yes, definitely.
Strange?
Yeah, with all the beading and rounds and curves, stuff like that.
Challenging?
Very challenging, yeah, very.
What are particularly the areas that you worry about, the bits that, you know, the bits that are going to present the most challenges?
The front bit, definitely.
Oh, we mean the porch?
The curve, yeah, the porch, definitely.
Yeah.
We're just staying away from that bit at the moment. All the easy flat bits.
Up in Nottingham, Joe and his team of cabinet makers are pushing ahead with their interpretation of an Art Deco kitchen.
In the early days, Joe did say to us, "Are you happy with how outrageous can I be?" I think was his quote. And I said, "Well, just go for it and let's see what you come up with." And I'm quite happy to be quite adventurous with the kitchen. We're using walnut as a base, and then the doors themselves are going to be highlighted with a beautiful burr veneer, which is very much what they used in the 20s. A lot of curves. The units themselves, there'll be internal curved doors. It'll be nice and sinuous. It'll just flow around the kitchen, I hope. I think the whole thing's going to be quite dramatic. I can't wait to see the thing in place. Yeah, it's going to be a major feature of the house, definitely.
It's now 7 months into the project and most of the rendering is complete. The airplane motif has been fitted, and although only half the house has been painted, it's beginning to look very striking. So what do you think to your render then?
It just transforms it, I think.
Teases you with the idea of what the building's going to become.
Yes, you can see the sort of the Art Deco features coming out now.
You can. I do like your
yeah.
eyebrows. There's little drip mouldings you put in above each of the windows on the front.
I think when we did the Miami visit, predominantly the windows had mouldings above them.
Had these little eyebrows.
Yeah. And they just looked so in place.
Yeah.
It's one of those lovely little tiny architectural details that just convinces you that the building is authentic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then with the curve of the porch
Yeah.
as well, and the detailing on that's already looking very, very fine. And they're going to really finesse it, aren't they?
Yes, because don't forget we've got the lines, the indented lines coming round the corner of that as well, following where the
just to make it easy for them.
Just a little challenge because we thought it was far too easy.
I can't quite visualise that at the moment. The curve is still a bit of a mystery as to how that's going to look, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
And budget, what about budget?
We are over. I think we're going to be over by about 50,000, which
it's quite a lot.
A reasonable amount.
It's quite a lot. But having said that, it's not a development, is it? You know, it's your own house, and you know, if we were doing it for a development, then yeah, sure, we wouldn't have put half those things in.
But it's our home, and we're going to live here, and we want it finished now.
Before this house is finished, the renderers need to tackle the part they've been putting off since they began, the curved front entrance. Wooden templates or bands are fitted down the length of the wall so the renderers can create a smooth, consistent curve that'll hold its shape. I have to admire Alan and his team. They're trying to recreate techniques that haven't really been used for 70 years. No small challenge.
We've had to form the bands with curved timber, and it's all had to be shaped, and then it's had to be fixed to the curve. It's crucial that those bands match up. It's been a major problem to be solved for us here because none of the workers have actually done that kind of curve before. So we're having a bit of a struggle. Only when all the templates are level and perfectly lined up
can they begin to render the curve. As the exterior moves on, Andrew and Helen begin to think about furnishing the house. They've become so fired up about getting the detailing right, they've driven halfway across the country to buy some original Art Deco furniture.
The veneer is good, isn't it? I mean, it's all about how they match the
that's
veneer.
right, yeah.
Some of it's absolutely perfect, but there's a few blemishes where it's come there, look.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Just there. It's a beautiful table. Look bloody nice in our dining room, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
One side cabinet.
After falling out of fashion, Art Deco furniture is now very much back in vogue, so finding a complete set in good condition is rare.
I think we'd like to make an offer. So if we said 1,500 quid.
No, I want £3,000.
Right.
Nothing less.
We're not going to be able to do that.
That's okay.
If we could agree somewhere, well, closer to 2, then I think we could have.
No. It's too low. So, Ellen.
Well,
Thank you.
Oh, it's a shame, hon.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to know when to walk away.
Come on, make me a bed, proper bed. Else this has been our waste of time.
Our cut-off is £2,000, really. I mean, we said there's no way we can go over that.
Right.
You know.
£2,050.
You got the last laugh, haven't you? All right. All right.
No, buddy.
Let you get away with 50 quid.
Thank you.
Back on site, they're building up the render layers on the building, finessing the last coat. Inside, most of the rooms are painted. And with the lighting almost in, the place looks very different. Andrew, how many lights have you got in this room?
Not enough. Well, quite a few, but I don't know. I don't know how many.
Looks like somebody's shot at it. Dozens of them. And they're arranged in these these lines all over the place. What's that about?
Well, it's kind of an interpretation of one of the hotel we stayed in Miami on the beachfront had this set into the floor. It had lines, and one line went off to reception, one line went to the lift, one line went over to the concierge desk.
And you'll have connected to this presumably because in your job.
We follow lines.
Exactly. So this is your kind of runway.
You could use that word.
Through the house.
Well,
you obviously have some difficulties.
It's a runway because it's a white light, so it has to be a runway. So yeah, the runway leads you into the house and to all the relevant parts of the room.
I know that part of the agenda for this house is you trying to build something which has much less of a carbon impact than it would otherwise have. And that's partly to do with you being pilots, the job you have. But on the other hand, you have got 83 all burning electricity.
Yeah, I'm not going to convince you that it's a good idea to have 83 lights in your lounge, because it's not. But at least we're putting an effort in to make it a balanced way of doing things.
And they want to use obviously some low energy fittings. So every alternate fitting is actually an LED. I've got one here.
So this is like a halogen.
Exactly like a halogen.
Oh look, 4 little LEDs.
It's interchangeable, so you can.
So this looks exactly the same as the halogen fitting, except that it uses a fraction of the power.
So we've tried to get at least half the house with at least some form of ecologically friendly lighting.
The build is now entering the final and most exacting phase.
Do you want to come in a bit, Tom?
Just as Alan and his team have been stretched to deliver detail of the highest quality, so Andrew and Helen's expectations have also grown.
Well, we've got a bit more confident with the project as it's gone on, as we've seen things going in, seen things in situ.
Inspired by the curved bathroom they saw in Miami, they've decided to reproduce something similar in Guildford. If it works, it'll be this kind of effort and attention to detail that'll transform this place into something authentic.
I want to create something that's ours, so I think you've got to take a bit of a risk.
Outside, in patchy December weather, the plasterer has begun to tackle the last hurdle of the build, putting the last coat of render on the front entranceway. Everyone coming in or out of the house will see this, so it has to be perfect.
We do need good weather for rendering, not only just to put the renderer on, but it needs to dry in a set time as well. So you need to work it as it's drying If you've got a cold, damp day, then it's pretty impossible to get that render to work how you want it to.
For Alan, there's no choice. Despite the risk of the render failing in the wet, cold weather, he has to get this job finished. And he has to do it beautifully.